Hi, and welcome to another episode of Yoga for Mental Health and Relaxation. I'm Andy from Unique Fitness, and I'm very pleased to be doing this video as part of the Disability History Month, along with the University of Bradford. So, today's practice should be a gentle to moderate flow, so make sure you've got your comfortable clothing and maybe some water if you feel that you may need that. Again, I'm going to be doing some exercises that are chair-based and some exercises that we're going to use the chair to adapt, but it's your choice whether you use the chair or the floor or on a mat. Let's begin. So, to start, we'll just find our centre. So if you haven't done this already in one of the previous episodes, let's go through it now. So, to start with, let's have the feet hip or shoulder distance with the knees soft, nice and tall. Then we're just going to tip our tailbone backwards. So that's the end of one range. Tuck it under. That's the end of the other range, and that place in the middle is what we would like to call our centre. So keeping this in position, I'm just going to grab a seat, keeping my feet hip distance. I can do the same exercise on the chair, so tip my tailbone backwards, tuck my tailbone under, and then go back to that middle point, which is my centre. Lovely. So now I want it to zip up. So imagine an imaginary zip, just allowing you to lengthen up your body. And when you get to the top, just relax your shoulders. Let's take a few moments just to focus on our breath. You may prefer to do this closed eyes. And as we're focusing on our breath, let's just be aware of how the body feels. Does anything feel tight, stiff, any niggles anywhere? And while we're going through this practice, just work with your comfort levels for today. If you need to take rest at any time, please do so. We just bring the arms alongside the body, allow the palms to turn in. Let's just control our movement with the breath. So on an inhale, and on an exhale. Now if going above your head makes you feel uncomfortable, or you can feel some additional tension in the shoulders, and if you prefer you can go to the front, and you don't even have to go above your head. So there's an option for you there. As you come to the top, just make sure the palms turn in, keep the shoulders relaxed. And as you go right to the top, if it's comfortable for you, just look up towards the ceiling. If you wanted to add a little bit more warmth into the legs, and as you come up, you can just take your bum off the seat, if that's comfortable for you to do so. And think about your centre. As we stand up, try and feel the weight distribute evenly between both feet. Feel the contact with the ground. Next time, to stay seated. Continue with the arms. Tip from the hips as we delve forward. Hold back flat. Rise. Stand up, extend the arms, look up. Stay down, one here, tip forward. Should be feeling some warmth in the shoulders, in through the legs. And be still after this one as we just go into a side movement from here, just reaching out to the side. Just try your best to control each movement with your inhale and exhale. If it's comfortable, I want you to start turning your neck the opposite direction. So as you reach out, just allow the neck just to rotate in the opposite direction if that's comfortable. the shoulders still relaxed? Are we still zipped up? Last one each side. Lovely. Back into the centre. Just roll the shoulders. Change directions. And if you're happy to, if we just close the eyes, just focus back on the breathing. Try and keep the in-breath and the out-breath as apart as comfortable. As you just set your own intention for the class, whatever you want to get out, whether it's to relax, spend some time focusing on yourself, to heal, to strengthen. Okay, so if you're ready to, let's move on. So, we're going to start with our high plank. So, what we have to be careful of and aware about first of all is that the surface that we're using is stable enough to support us and the object that we're using. So in my case, it's a chair. So my high plank, my hands would come shoulder distance, I'd extend my legs back hip distance, and then I'd work my heels towards the floor, sucking the thigh muscles in towards the bone. Keep my neck nice and long, and then just focus on my breath. My chair feels very stable on the floor. I just allow my shoulder blades to just draw in and down, and my shoulders are relaxed. From here I can bend my knees and step one foot in, and then the other, and then rise, extend the arms to the ceiling, and then release the arms down. So let's just try that again. You can use your floor or your mat. So, hands shoulder distance, step one leg back and then the other. Maintain that hip distance through the feet, and then just let the heels extend back down towards the floor. Suck the thigh muscles in towards the bone. Let's squeeze the glutes in, draw the belly button towards the spine. So right now we should have the abdominals engaging. Breathe. Lengthen the neck. Hold. Bend the knees and try and step the opposite foot forward. Let the other one come and join it. Maintain the gap. Extend the arms. Look up towards the ceiling. Release. Lovely. If it's comfortable, let's go again. If you're using the mat or the floor, you can always have your knees on the ground if it's a little bit too intense. So heels extend back. Thigh muscles in towards the bone. Breathe, extend the neck. Bend the knees, and if you feel safe and stable to do so, you can jump forward. Extend the arms overhead, look up, bring the arms down. Lovely. So, let's move on. Hands with the same position, extend the legs back. We can have the heels up off the ground, so into this high plank position, but then just work the bum back, allow the heels to slowly lower to the floor. So we're coming into down chair dog. Make sure you feel safe and stable on whatever you're using, whether it's the chair or a bed. While we're here, let's just walk the feet. So just walk the feet. Just allow the head to relax. Lovely. Come into that high plank position, heels back, and then step one foot in, allow the other to join, arms to the ceiling, look up to the ceiling, breathe. Okay, high plank, down dog. Let the bum go back first of all, then lower the heels towards the ground. Doesn't matter if they don't go onto the ground, just make sure you feel safe and stable. Walk, march. Lovely high plank. Step the opposite leg in, let the other one join it. You know what you're doing with your arms. Let's do one more like that. So with your hand position, just make sure that your hands are behind your shoulders. Okay, so your shoulders are in front of the hands. Lovely high plank. Push back. An adjustment of the feet. Bend the knees. Your choice, how you go back in towards your chair. Arms extend to the ceiling. Slowly release. Lovely. Let's just take a couple of breaths here. So in our standing position, just feel the weight distributed evenly between the feet, your centre, your zip up. Relax here just for a few breaths. Okay, so if you're comfortable and ready to move on. So, if I come on side on, face on, sorry. So I've got my feet hip distance, I'm going to take them shoulder, then I'm going to take them 2 shoulders, then I'm going to turn one of my feet out. I'm just going to make sure my heel is going through the centre of the other foot. And I can keep my legs straight. So I've created, with my gap between my legs, a triangle. Okay, from here I want to try and make sure that my hips stay facing forward. I'm going to use my chair just to give me a little bit of extra support and stability. And then from here, my back leg, so it's the one where the toes are facing forward, my arm comes up, and then over. So think about just rotating this hip so it stays square. And I can use my hand on the chair just to help me to come back up to standing to release. I'm just going to turn this around so I can do the other side. So from hip to shoulder to two shoulders, if that's comfortable. You might need a little bit more. Everyone's different with their flexibility. And your sides might be different as well. So one side might be stiffer or tighter. Okay? So, just make sure the heel goes through the centre of the back leg. And then from here, I've created my triangle. I can maybe go just slightly wider. I think I might have the chair in the wrong place. Right. That's because I've done this side, isn't it? Oh, you tried to trick me there, didn't you? Right? Sorry, people. So I'm going this way. I was wondering why it was feeling easy when I know this one is a little bit harder for me. I have less flexibility, a little bit more stiffness in my left ankle. So, you might miss this because of editing. I hope not though. It's real. Okay. That's better. So like I say, one side might be stiffer than the other. So like, for me, you may not be able to tell on the video, because I'm very ballerina-like. But this is a lot more challenging for me for this side. So I try and accept the challenge and work through it with my breath. If that means it's uncomfortable or painful, I'll just ease off. I can use my hand just to help push me back up to standing. That's better, feels a little bit more balanced now. Might take a little bit easier with this side coming back in. Okay, so let's just pop that sequence together. So we have our high plank, and then we have our chair down dog, and then our triangle pose. So, if you're ready, we'll have the hands shoulder distance. Just make sure that the hands are behind the shoulders. So I step back into my high plank, feet hip distance, heels working back towards the ground, thigh muscles drawn in towards the bone, neck nice and long. Take my bum up to the sky, push it back, let the heels come down, so I'm now into my down dog. As I come back up towards high plank, I can step one leg forward. I can just maneuver my back leg round. If I need to bend, I can. So now we're into the triangle pose. Use my chair. So this side for me is a little bit more comfortable, so I can get maybe a little bit more range. Adapt my position. Rotate towards my chair. Hand comes back on. I can just maneuver this back leg round, take the other one back to join it, so I'm back into high plank. Down dog. High plank step, opposite leg. Yes, I can feel straight away I'm going to need my chair for this one a little bit more. Sorry to turn my back to you. I think that's why I did a little boo-boo first of all. Yeah, so here's good for me. I'm going to stay up for the time being, then work through my breath. Every out breath, see if my body wants to creep a little bit further across. Lovely, rotate back towards my chair, back into high plank with a small little adjustment, as you can see. Lovely. You want to do that one more time? Okay. So high plank, down dog. Towards high plank step. Lovely. So for me, this side, it's okay without the chair. Rotate, step, high plank, adjust the feet, down dog, high plank step. But this side already I feel that without the chair, my range is a little bit compromised. With the chair, I can just allow my breath to relax greater. Slowly rotate back to centre or to the chair. Step the front leg back into the high plank. So you might have been able to see there that I needed the chair a little bit more because it wasn't as comfortable. There's a lot more tightness. Down dog. And it was just a matter of me just taking it to the comfortable range and using my internal focus, my internal breaths to relieve some tension, to maybe allow me to rotate a little bit more or reach a little bit further. High plank, step forward, arms, look up, arms beside you, lovely shoulder roll. Face forward, get yourself in a nice comfortable position. Remember our centre, our zip up, relax the shoulders. If you want to, close the eyes, just focus on the breath. Hopefully there's a little bit less tension inside. If there is, you can use parts or all of this practice at any time. And if we just rub the hands together to create a little bit of warmth. It's a little bit colder outside now, it might be reflected on the hands. Just cover the eyes. Open the eyes to allow the rays to come in and gradually separate the fingers to allow the light to flood in. Lovely. I hope you feel a little bit of benefit from today's practice. Hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you for participating, and we'll see you again soon.